Nicole is still a few hundred miles to the east of the east coast of Florida, about 400 miles from the West Palm Beach area, and it's still forecast to make a closer approach through Wednesday and then over the peninsula, especially closer to where we are by Thursday as a weaker system. This high pressure zone over the Carolinas, the mid-Atlantic, it's pretty strong, and that's what's forcing it to move to the west right now. But there is a weakness in between this high and a plunging low that's going to come out of the plains. And that's going to help to cause Nicole to eventually make a rather sharp turn. I'd say over the 24, 36-hour period, it will go from a west movement to a north movement, and as it makes landfall in the eastern side of the Florida Peninsula, it will lose its hurricane strength. But what does it all mean for us here around the state line? Well, let's look at the forecast and focus. We'll have increasing clouds, some of that residual clouds blowing off the tops of the cloud structure of Nicole. That will help to cause a little filtered sunshine effect, and our winds will still come in from the northeast. Going deeper into Wednesday, we're not going to tap into any kind of rain, it appears. And I do think if we do start to see some of the outer edge of Nicole beginning to ride up the northern side of the Florida Peninsula, we'll start to have some of that rain affecting our eastern areas first on Thursday morning. And then this particular projection, which I think will be adjusted a little more eastward as we get new data later tonight. Nonetheless, I do think we'll see a spread of rain, occasionally heavy, sometimes squally with those gustier winds that can pass through most of our state line counties. Wind patterns, we'll still have a breeze tomorrow. Wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Into Thursday, those sustained winds will go up to about 20 to 30 miles per hour, and perhaps with the center of what would likely be tropical storm Nicole comes closer to our eastern counties, we can see a time of maybe 30 to 40 mile per hour sustained winds. It's going to be the gusts that are going to be a little bit stronger, especially off of Appalachia Bay and in some of our eastern areas. So let's put some numbers on those wind gust concerns and those forecasts. Wind gusts tomorrow upwards of about 25 miles per hour. Offshore will be stronger, and then as the core of Nicole comes closer, that's when we can start to see some of those peak wind gusts around 40, maybe even 45 miles per hour. And some of that may carry even into South Georgia. Again, that's assuming it takes more of a westward track, which again, I don't think it'll go that far west. Nonetheless, the main thing you should keep in mind is that we will have times of heavy rain, and we will have some breezes that will be consistent. 10 to 20 tomorrow, upwards of 30, and perhaps even closing in on 40. And those waves of rain, if they come like what's being depicted here, that can spread about 1 to 2 inches of rain. That's beneficial. I do think we're not going to see quite as much as what this forecast pattern is projecting, but it is a possibility and a very low end risk for any kind of spin up tornadoes. So the main hazard to keep in mind with Nicole, locally speaking, will be the gustier winds. It can maybe break a few branches. There can be sporadic power outages. Just be aware of that. But the weather does improve.